Hi guys, today I thought I'd show you something that I think looks like Polish folk art. And I'm going to be using some of these transfers that Misty from Love and Light Gallery sent me. I will leave a link for her shop in the description and in the pinned comment. But look at these, they're gorgeous. Now these have been cut down to size for what I want to use, but I just absolutely love them. So I'm going to do a pendant and some earrings with these, and this one's gorgeous as well. They don't come in that size, they come in like a whole sheet of sizes. So I'll just show you a couple more. So you get a whole big sheet like this, and this is like watercolour flowers. Aren't they gorgeous? And she's very reasonably priced as well, guys. And then there's these really cool sunflower ones as well. So I'll make a pendant and earrings. I might make something else on camera. I'll see how I get along. So I think I'm going to go with those two. I'll just put that to one side for now. I've rolled my clay up, but I'm just going to give it another quick roll because it looks a bit gnarly on the back, guys. I just want to smooth it out a little bit. And this is rolled onto the thickest setting on my pasta machine. And I am going to use this texture roller, which is from Debbie at Aussie Craft Cutters. Joy's got a whole ton of these as well, so you can decide what pattern you want to use. And I'm getting black on this. Oh dear, there's a little bit of black come off on that, but I just wanted to give the back a bit of a texture. And now I'm going to have to clean it because it's got black on it. So a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a wipe, just try and get that off. Which, if it doesn't, I'm not going to worry about it. I can always do like a patina on the back. In fact, I think that's what I will do, so forget about that. But I just wanted to give it a quick texture. And I'm just going to pop it on some paper. All right, so I've got my clay ready. I'm going to take this square that I already showed you, and you need to place it face down. Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this down to size because I need a little bit of white clay showing at the bottom. Almost screwed up again. Derp, derp, derp. So I'm just going to cut some of this away. So I've still got a little bit left to use for something else. And I'm trying to think what I want for my pendant. So I think this might be good, actually. Let's turn it the other way and see what that looks like. Oh, that's nice. Either way, I'm just going to put this whole thing on there, but I wanted a little bit of the white clay showing at the bottom. All right, so I'm just going to gently burnish this onto the clay, make sure it's completely stuck down. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what else you need, guys. Derp. So yeah, I'm going to be using some Kato liquid clay as well, translucent or clear, and also some chalk pastels. I've got a whole box full of different colours, and I'll list those in my Amazon. You actually get two sections like this, so there's one there and there. So that's those. Right, now I'm ready. Oh dear. Right, so make sure it's burnished real good on there. Grab a bowl of water. Now you can just spray it on if you want to with a spray bottle, but I like to just dip my finger in the water and just gently rub it over the transfer. I don't know, I just prefer to do it that way. So you can do it whichever way you want to, whichever you find the best, but this is how I like to do it. So just give it a gentle rub. I think just by rubbing your finger over it with the water, it's just speeding up the process a little bit. And then you can just keep going over and over it. And then you'll feel the paper starting to come away like that. So I'm just going to start gently rubbing this paper off now. Like so. Some areas can be a little bit stubborn, so you might want to press just a little bit harder, but don't press too hard. You don't want to remove the the ink underneath. So there we go, that's that. We can gently start to rub the paper away, and it leaves the ink pattern underneath stuck to the clay, like so. I never really got into doing transfers. They never really appealed to me, to be honest, but these do, hence why I got them. But I didn't just want to do, you know, slap a transfer on something and then leave it at that. So I'm kind of giving you a few ideas of what you can do with transfers. All right, so this is a bit of a process, as you can see, but I'm just being careful because I don't want to disturb the pattern underneath. And when you're happy with that, I like to get just a clean paper towel and gently, very gently, just remove the excess paper and also dry it off in the process. And there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So there's that. Gentle pat. Just feel if it's dry. Okay, I'm just going to grab some isopropyl alcohol just to wipe this white clay down a little bit. It's got a few dirty bits on it. You know what white clay is like. Rubbing alcohol is your friend when it comes to white clay, for sure. This little bit doesn't want to come off. Try again. Now the other thing is I can always sand the white part of the clay once it's been baked, just to clean it up as well, as long as you don't sand over the transfer. All right, so I'm going to pick an area that I like. I'll just do a few actually, why not? I'm just going to grab my acrylic block. Before I cut, I'm just going to move this over here a little bit. And I want some white showing at the bottom. I really like this flower though, up here. Yeah, I'm going to go there instead. Cut that out. I suppose I could do a different shaped pendant as well. Why not? I might as well, hey? So there's that one. I'm just going to pop this out. So there's that one. So pretty. Just pop that there for a minute. I'm going to do a love heart one as well, I think. But I don't really want to cut. I still want the white at the bottom though. I could just do it on the side, I guess. I'll just do that, guys. Of course, you could just cover the whole piece with the transfer, but I wanted to leave a little bit of white showing. So there's that one. Just gently pop that out. So there's that one. And I've got a little bit here that I could do something with, but I would just put that to one side for now. All right, so there's a couple of pendants. Obviously, they're not finished. I'm going to go a step further with them, but aren't they pretty? I just think they're really nice. All right, so I'm going to grab another piece of clay, and I'm going to give this one a quick texture on the back as well. So I'm just going to quickly roll this on the back. This is a pretty pattern as well, look. I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to get this other transfer and I'm going to pop that on there. Give it a nice burnish. Make sure it's stuck down. Grab my little bowl of water again. And rub-a-dub-dub. Okay, so I might do a few more pieces, but I'm not going to show you the same process again. So I'll go and do a few more rubber dub-dubs once I've done these, because I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. Okay. Start to get this paper off. All right, so that's going to be for some earrings. Just going to gently wipe this down, make sure it's dry. Like so. I'm going to give the white clay another little clean with some rubbing alcohol. Try and get some of that dirt off there. And then I'm going to take the smaller cutter of this one. So that was the bigger one, this is a smaller one. I think it comes in, yeah, we've got some, they come in even smaller sizes, look guys, as well. But I got the whole set. But this one's the biggest one, and this is the second biggest one. Couldn't give you the measurements, I can't remember. All right, so let's just cut some earrings out. Again, I want to leave a white line down there. So I'll go there on that one. And you can just play around and you can decide what part of the design looks the best. But that's where I'm going for that. So this can be the earrings. Whoops. So pretty. And then I'm going to go here. Not going to get much of that flower in. I don't want to go too close to it. That'll be fine there. Okay, so again, leave some white at the bottom. And then these need to be baked before we move on to the next step. Okay, so there's those, and I absolutely love those. Okay, so I'm going to go and pick out some more transfers and do the rubber dub-dub thing, and I'll be back to show you what I've done. All right, guys, I've done a few more transfers, and this one I've done a double-sided one, so I used that one on that side, and then I decided to use the sunflower on the other side. My clay did crack a little bit because I think I rolled this out probably a little bit too thin, but I was able to just burnish it back together, so there is a little bit of a line in it, but that's fine with me. So there's that. And what I'm going to try and do is make a puffy heart with it, a big one, so it'd be more like a decoration, an ornament. So it's double-sided like that, okay? I'm a bit nervous about this. I'm not sure how well it's going to work out because this clay is quite thin. I should have rolled it out on a thicker setting. So if you do this, do it on the thickest setting. So I'm just going to pop it there. And I'm going to turn it over, and I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do this because there's not much stick in the clay now. It's got that pattern on it. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, guys, actually. I'll try. So just kind of, if you can't, you see it's not sticking because of the ink on there. So what I'm going to do then is just cut it out like this and then put it on something to dome. So it's just a double-sided heart. And I didn't cut through all the way. Oh, lots of derps today, Karen. Now, this is a big heart, obviously. I think I got this from Amazon. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to do a puffy one, but I'm just going to have to dome it on something. So I'm just going to grab a bowl that I can dome it on. So I've got this bowl. And I'm just going to pop it on there. Again, it might not stick that well. But I'm just going to pop it on there like so, guys. So it's going to give it a gentle dome. And I should probably cut a hole in it. Might be an idea. So I'm just going to get a small cutter, a small round cutter, and I'm just going to pop a little hole in there so I've got something to string it from once it's baked. All right, so simple as that, but it's double-sided, which I think is kind of cool. So I'm just gently pressing it on there, and hopefully it will stay. All right, so there's that. There's just another little idea that you could do. This is a very easy, straightforward tube, guys. Very suitable for beginners. Okay, let me just clean this up. I've got another piece of white clay rolled onto the thickest setting, and I transferred these sunflowers onto this piece of white clay. This is on the thickest setting as well. And what I'm going to do with this one, this is just another little idea, I'm actually going to cut out one of these sunflowers. I'll go with the smaller one, but I can also use this bigger one for something. So I've just got my craft knife, and I'm just going to cut around the sunflower. Like so. So it takes some time, just a little bit of practice, just to get it as neat as you can get it. Let's pull that bit out. Let's go here. And this is a little, I think I lost a little bit of the pattern here, so I'm just going to wing it and cut where I think, like so. And I found it easy to take the cuts all the way down to the edge, and it's just, you can just pull them away like that. I get to here, and then I'm going to have to just cut round like this on this part, because I don't want to lose this big sunflower that I can also use for something. I might even use it to put on a little dish or something, and then just pull the excess away. All right, so you can do that as well. You don't have to use the whole transfer on one piece. I just thought I'd give you a few little ideas, just because I want to help out Misty, because her stuff is beautiful, and it's just a little quick tube to get out to you. Just tidy this up a little bit. Give those little edges a smooth here and there. And then all I'm going to do is lift it up. Give it a little tidy here and there. And I'm just going to pop it on the clay, like so. And then I'm going to get a cutter and cut it out. And it's as simple as that, but I'm going to leave some of the white again. So I'm going to cut this bottom part away. And let me just try and get that bit in there and cut through. All right, so that's another little thing you can do. And then you've got this almost 3D-ish look for another pendant. All right, guys, so I'm going to go and bake these for an hour at Premo's recommended temperature of 275. Okay, so there's that one. I think I might put a little hole in this one as well to string. Yeah, that's perhaps a bit too big. I've got all these little cutters, and this one's got clay stuck in it. See what I mean, guys? I've told you before that I'm a very untidy worker, and sometimes I'm a bit lazy and I can't be bothered to clean my cutters out. So, and then my desk has got a mess from doing this, seriously. I'll try and get this clay out. You know what, guys, I won't bore you with that. All I'm going to do is take this cutter and cut a hole in there, so I've got something to string it from. I'll do that off camera. All right, guys, so they're the pieces. They can get baked, they can get tidied up when they come out the oven. So just to quickly show you again, I managed to get another pair of earrings out of that leftover from the transfer that I used for these two pieces. So the little pair of extra earrings there. There's the sunflower one that's kind of raised up. And they're the other ones. I'm going to go and bake those, and then don't forget the heart, which is double-sided. So I'm going to go and bake all those, and I'll be back for the next step. All my pieces are back out of the oven. There's the heart. I'm going to make this into like a, you know, hanging decoration, double-sided. It's actually really pretty. And all I'm going to do is put some Kato liquid clay on this. I'll do that in a minute. I did this sunflower one. It's kind of cool, I guess. Again, I'll probably just put some liquid clay on that one. And then these are the pieces that I want to use the chalks with. And I'm thinking I might use some of these coloured UV resins that I've got from Lightwish. These are linked in my Amazon storefront. I've got an eggplant colour here, a purple and a blue. We'll see. Okay, so let's do these ones first. So I've picked out a nice red that matches almost identically the red in the earrings and the pendant. And I've got a brush ready to go, and I've got my liquid clay, Kato liquid clear, which is translucent. And I'm just going to scrape, bring a tile over. I'm just going to scrape some of this red chalk onto the tile using my blade, like so. I'm going to get my liquid clay. I'm going to move my wire out the way because I forgot to do it before I started recording. And I'm just going to dollop some liquid clay into the red chalk or pastel. I'm just going to grab a silicone brush just to mix it. Okay, and this kind of gives it a almost faux ceramic or even enamel look. So I'm just mixing it in. Like so. Actually, I'm going to have to use this with the colour. The brush is for the when it's clear. All right, so I'm just going to take this earring. I'm going to pick up some of this on my silicone brush, and I'm just popping it on the white area only. Take it to the edge, and this is pretty much what I do with resin. Same application, using one of these or even a brush. Okay, take it to the edge. Just a tiny bit more on this one. Just going to bring it up there a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to pop these back in the oven when I'm done, just for like 15 or so minutes, and I'll cure it the rest of the way with the heat gun, and that will bring out a nice shine as well. I'll show you. Same with this earring then. And that's why I wanted to leave these white bits, so I could add this little extra something. And it is very pretty, in my opinion anyway. Just take it to the edge a little bit better than that. I think that's good. So they can both go in the oven. And then the pendant, I'm just filling that white bit with this again as well. like so. So my suggestion is look at the colours that you've got in the pattern itself and pick out a colour that will go together with it, coordinate with it. So there's that one. Like so. Okay, so there's that one. I'm just putting them to the side for a second. And I think with the with this heart one, I'm going to go with this kind of olive green, so it kind of matches the green in there. You don't have to do the red. So just the same thing, guys. Oops, just scrape some of this on there, like so. A little bit of liquid clay, and like so. I've cleaned my silicone brush off. I'm just going to give this a mix. And I'm just going to add this to this pendant on the white part. I like that. And I'm still trying to decide what I want to do with the other ones. I think I'm going to go with resin on the other ones. Yeah. All right, so there's that. I'm just fiddling with it a little bit. I want to make sure it's nice and tidy looking. Okay, so there's that one. So that's going to go and get baked. I'm thinking, guys, because I'm not fully decided what I want to do. Let's get rid of this. I'm probably going to get yelled at for wasting it. Somebody will probably yell at me about it. But oh well. Right. Okay. I think with the, well, this is going to get some liquid clay on it, so I'll do that now actually, and I'm going to use my brush for that, a nice soft brush, and I'm just going to pour some on my tile, and I'm going to have to do it on the other side as well, but I'll just show you the front side. So all you do is you get your Kato liquid clay, and I fairly liberally brush it on, but not so thick that you can't see the pattern underneath. And don't worry about brush marks, it's self-leveling. It will level out, so, and it won't leave any brush marks either. So I'm just brushing that on there, and then I'm going to cure it, and then along with those other pieces, and then I'll come back and blast it with the heat gun. And then obviously I need to do the other side, so I'm not going to do both sides on camera, but just so you get the idea. Okay, turn it round. And this stuff is very forgiving in my opinion. But it does take a little bit of practice. When I first tried it, I was like, oh my gosh. It was uneven, and because it was uneven, it looked a little bit rippled. So you do need a little bit of practice, but you can see I'm not being overly cautious with it. Just give as equal a coverage as you can. and then that will go in the oven along with those other pieces. I will do the same thing with this pendant, and these two, and this one. I'm gonna put some Kato liquid just on the sunflower part, and then that will go in the oven. I'm going to put some Kato liquid just on the flower parts, and they will all go in the oven. So I'm going to finish the rest of those off camera, and they'll all go in the oven for about 15 minutes just to partially heat cure it, and then I'll come back and show you the rest. So that's what they're like so far, guys. I'll be back. All right, guys, you saw me put 1 coat of Kato liquid clear, and I heated those in the oven for 15 minutes, added another coat and blasted with the heat gun. And this is the shine you get when you do that, but you've got to use the heat gun to get that shine. And blow me that I've lost one of these earrings. I do not know what I did with it, so I can only show you one. I'll search for it, but how I've lost it from the oven to my desk, I don't know, but I can only find one of the earrings. But that's what they look like. These ones have all had 2 coats, but I haven't heat blasted them with the heat gun, so you can see the difference in shine. This one's still a little cloudy look. This is nowhere near as shiny, so I'll just quickly show you. So you really do need to put at least 2 coats on, guys. So 1 coat, put in the oven for 15 minutes, quick blast with the heat gun, let it cool down, add the second coat, in the oven again for 10 or 15 minutes, and then blast with the heat gun to get that shine. So that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm just going to move those ones out of the way. So here's this one. I'm not going to talk while the heat gun's going because my speakers don't drown out the background noise very well, so I'm just going to hold it like this at a distance. It would be better if I had a tile, but I don't have one close by, or do I? Yes, I do. I don't know what I did with that earring, guys. I do not know. Anyway, so put it on a towel, and I'm just going to hold it and move it around like this slowly, and, you know, turn the tile. Don't hold it really close, you'll burn the piece. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to speak. And I usually do mine on setting number 6 on this heat gun that I've got, which is listed in my Amazon, okay? Oops, sorry guys, not the camera. So there you go. So that one's got its full shine. Look how shiny that is. I absolutely love that stuff, and it's a really good alternative to UV resin. So those pieces are all 2 coats. These ones aren't, so I'm just going to go and do those off camera, and again I'll be back for the next step. Okay guys, well, I didn't find the other earring, so I have no idea what the heck I did with that. But anyway, I've finished curing the liquid clay, but I'm going to add resin to these little pieces. The other ones are pretty much done, apart from adding findings and maybe some resin on the back. But and I've got these different coloured resins, and I think there's like a box of 12. There's blue, purple, aubergine, red, black, all the rest of it. From Lightwish. These are linked in my Amazon. So this sunflower, I can see some nice purple in it, so I'm going to go with the purple around on the white. So I'm just gonna, and what I do is I've got a tile here and I've put some painter's tape down, sticky side up, so the pieces stick on there and don't move around when you resin them. There's been quite a few people asking me to show how I resin. I do have a video, but I thought I'd show again. Would help if I took the lid off, wouldn't it? So yeah, so just stick your pieces down on that, and then I'm just going to pour out the resin. Now this is quite thick, so the chances of it running are slimish, but you still don't want to overdo it. And then what I do is I get a silicone brush like this. Now if I was just to do clear resin, I would put it on the piece like I just showed you, and then I would just get a regular brush like this and just brush it on. And if you keep your brushes that have got resin on them wrapped in some aluminum foil like so, it will keep it from hardening. And I've had that same brush for months, so it does work. All right, so once you've got the resin on there, you just gently push it around and taking it to the edge. And I can see a hair in this. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel like I've faffed around on this video a lot. I've lost stuff. Oh dear. Anyway, there is a lot of toing and froing when you're using Kato liquid clay, because you've got to, you know, take it to the oven, blast it with the heat gun, put another coat on. Although I do usually tend to just cure all the way with the heat gun now I've got the hang of it. But I recommend, until you get the hang of it, just to put it in the oven first, just to give it a quick partial bake, and then the heat gun will cure it the rest of the way. All right, so I've put that resin on, but I can see it needs a little bit more on there. Make sure I get the right one, because that other one's eggplant. And I'm just going to put a little boop of it in here. I just want to be careful because it's limited space just here, and I'm just going to push it up to that sunflower like so. And take it to the edges, and that's just another way of that's just another little thing I thought I'd do with the transfers, just to, you know, make it a little bit different rather than just a piece with a whole transfer on it. All right, so there's that one. I'm just going to add a little bit more because it looks a little bit on the thin side down there. I'm just going to add a bit more, but I'm going to put it up there and then drag it down like so. Okay, so that's how you apply resin. Like I say, if I use clear resin, I'll just use a brush, but I don't want to get coloured resin on my brush. Okay, so this one then, these two, so that's the purple, and I think I'm going to go with the blue because there is some blue in this, but that aubergine is a beautiful colour, or majestic eggplant as it's called. Aubergine is if you're from England, but it's not called majestic aubergine. All right, so same thing, just on the white area, I'm going to add this blue. Just a little boop like that. I tend to pull it more in the centre and then drag it to the edges, and the less you drag, the better, actually. So try and get enough on so that you're not really messing with the resin too much. You don't want to, excuse me, guys, you don't want to put it on too thin, but at the same time, you don't want to cause it to overflow. So again, it just takes a little bit of practice. All right, so I'm just dragging that gently to the edges. And you'll probably see some air bubbles appear, but that's okay. I'll show you what to do. So I'm just putting a little more bloop of resin there, and you can see I've put it more or less in the centre, and then I'm just going to drag it over. I absolutely love these coloured resins. They're just really nice. They're nice and thick, and they cure really nice. They cure fairly quickly as well, but it will depend on which UV lamp you're using. I've got a Melody Susie, and that's also listed in my Amazon, and I've had it for, I want to say, 4 years now, and the lights have never burned out on it, so it's a pretty good one. All right, so there's the resined ones. I'm just going to get one of these long lighters, And I'm just going to quickly go over the resined areas, and that will bring any air bubbles to the surface to pop. So just do that. These are going to go under the UV lamp. I won't show this on camera, but I'm probably going to resin the backs again with the coloured resin. So when I've done all that, I'll be back and I'll show you the finished pieces and a few other pieces that I made as well. All right, guys, they're all finished. Well, mostly. You know me, I don't always finish my pieces on camera, but I'll show you what I've got anyway. All right, so let's start with the heart hangy thing first. So there's that. Obviously it's double-sided. I really like that, and that would make a cool little trinket dish as well. But I've just turned it into a decoration, added some beads and a ribbon. So there's that. And then the sunflower one, I just pushed a rubber cord through. I think it's called Boona cord or rubber cord. I'll list it in my Amazon anyway. Just pushed it through the hole and added a couple of agate beads. There's that one. I haven't finished the ends, by the way. I need to add some of those end cap things, and then maybe a toggle clasp or something. There's that. This is the pendant I did with the green chalk pastel and liquid clay, and I just put a jump ring through and then added a couple of little beads, and there we go. And that's what it looks like on the back with that coloured resin. I absolutely love that. It almost looks like ceramic. So there's that one. There's one of the earrings, and again just resined on the back. No idea where the other one went. I cannot find it. It's so weird. Unless I dropped it and the cat got a hold of it. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. And then the pendant, and I just resined that on the back as well. I've sanded the edges so they're nice and smooth. I'm so sad about this earring because that would have been a really nice set, but maybe I'll find it. Who knows? And then just those other little earrings that I did with the resin there and the Kato liquid on the bottom. And then here's another one that I made off camera. And what I did with this was took one of those transfers that look like watercolour flowers, and I just did the same thing as I did with that other one, which I can't find that one now either. What the heck did I do with that one? Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. There it is. I did the same thing as I did with this one, where I just cut it out and laid it on, and then I did the liquid clay. But same thing again, just added some nice beads on that, and this one's just textured on the back. And then yeah, this is the other one that I did. I think this is probably my favorite. I love this, and I love the color of that as well. Again, just a rubber cord and a bead resined on the back. I really like that one. And then here's another one that I did off camera. Same thing as all of these, just a different part of the transfer and some beads. And then I did do some more earrings as well. And I just added some little red stone chips on there, which I think looks rather nice. All right, guys, there are all the pieces. I know this one's like the odd one out, but I just thought I'd show you anyway. And these to me look like folk art. So that's what I'm going to call it. All right, guys, there are all the pieces. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.